Hi everyone, Francine Calabrese here from the Little Brown Scapular Apostolate. And for those who don't know me, my mission is to spread the brown scapular and the Holy Rosary. We need these two beautiful sacramentals so much in the times we are living in today. Well, I'm going to dive into the Rosary. Most of my videos were about the scapular, but now I have a series of videos that I'm going to do about the Holy Rosary. And this video is going to be about the Rosary miracles, or some of them actually. There are many, many miracles that have happened, but I'm only going to touch on a few of them. Okay, so let's dive right into it. All right, so the first miracle happened when St. Dominic was preaching the Rosary to about 12,000 people. And an Albigensian man approached him that was possessed by the devil. He was possessed because he attacked the 15 mysteries of the Rosary, which caused 15,000 demons to enter his body. St. Dominic asked the man to speak, and when he did, the demons said that he put so much fear into the depths of hell from his preaching, because by praying the Rosary, it steals so many souls from them. St. Dominic put his rosary around the man's neck and asked the man who they fear the most amongst all the saints in heaven. The devils would not tell them and started screaming and wailing. So St. Dominic knelt down and started to pray to the Blessed Virgin Mary for help. All of a sudden, flames came out of the ears and nostrils of mouth of this possessed man. This question tormented him. St. Dominic started praying to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and all of a sudden she appeared with a multitude of angels surrounding her. She struck the possessed man with a rod and demanded him to speak. The devil screamed and said that the Blessed Mother was their enemy and downfall and destruction. They said that the Blessed Mother is all-powerful, and she can save her servants from falling into hell. It's her that uncovers their hidden plots, breaks snares, and makes temptations ineffective. Not a single soul that has really persevered in her service has never been damned. St. Louis de Montfort stated that one single sigh that she offers to the Blessed Trinity is worth far more than all the good works and all the martyrdoms of all the saints combined. The devils fear her more than all other saints in heaven. Christians who call upon her when they are at the hour of their death, and who really ought to be damned by their standards, are saved by her intercession. They went on to say, because of the strength of her, they were not able to conquer the church and to destroy it. Lastly, they said, anyone who perseveres in praying the Rosary will not be damned. The Blessed Mother is the greatest intercessor before her Son, Jesus Christ. For Christians who are devoted to the Rosary prayer, she obtains the grace of true contrition for their sins. By means of this, they obtain God's mercy and forgiveness. St. Dominic had everyone pray the Rosary slowly with great devotion, and something beautiful happened. After each Hail Mary that was said, a group of devils came out of this man. When all the devils were expelled, the Blessed Mother gave her blessing, and everyone was filled with joy. A large number of heretics were converted because of this miracle and joined the confraternity of the Holy Rosary. Okay, another miracle. This miracle happened during the 20th century when the United States dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. When Hiroshima was bombed on August 6, 1945, an entire house of Jesuits survived and were completely unaffected by the bomb. The Jesuit house was only 8 blocks from where the bomb went off and should have been totally destroyed. A church attached to the Jesuit house, and everything else around it for miles was completely demolished. But the house that the Jesuits stayed was not affected, and everything was intact. Also, none of the Jesuits suffered any illnesses from the radiation or any loss of hearing and lived many years after this event. Father Hubert Schiffer, who lived in the house with 8 other Jesuits, testified that he believed that they were saved because of the praying of the Holy Rosary in response to Our Lady of Fatima's request. There we go. Pray the Rosary, wear the brown scapular daily. Another bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan on August 9th, 1945, and exploded in the Uramaki district of the city. There were many Catholics living in that area during the 16th century. This is where St. Maximilian Kolbe founded a Franciscan mission in the 1930s, calling it Garden of the Immaculate. When St. Maximilian settled on this property, he was told that the location was poor because it was facing away from the city, behind a hill, and no one would want to visit it. St. Maximilian built it anyway. Miraculously, when the bomb was dropped, the Franciscans' house was unharmed and all the friars survived with no injuries. The Franciscans prayed the Rosary every day in their house as the Jesuits did in theirs. The Blessed Mother's intercession and guidance was at hand again to protect them from the bomb. Another Rosary miracle. This happened in the Philippines in 1986. The people used the Rosary to overcome the dictatorship of President Marcos. On the Sunday before the collapse of the Marcos regime, tens of thousands of Filipinos protested against the dictator by lining up and kneeling in front of the armed tanks to pray the Rosary. There were devout nuns who were in front of lines leading the Rosary. When they were told to move away from the tanks or they would be run over, they prayed even louder. Some Dominican priests arrived with a replica of the statue of Our Lady, and this was called La Nava de Manila, and carried in front of the tanks. On one side of the road where the tanks were, there was a billboard with an image of Father Patrick Patron with the inscription, "The family that prays together stays together." Miraculously, there was never a shot fired. The tanks never touched the people, and the president and his wife fled the country. Cardinal Jamie Sin, the Archbishop of Manila, spoke to many of the soldiers who were there that day and said that they were about to run over the people with the tanks when they saw an extremely beautiful lady who instructed them to stop their tanks and not to harm any of the people because she was the queen of the island. Well, we all can guess who that was. Okay, another Rosary miracle. This happened in 1978. The Rosary saved a young woman from being raped and killed by her serial killer, Ted Bundy. He brutally killed at least 30 people. He was eventually caught and executed by electric chair in 1989. Before his death, he testified to one of his killings that he could not understand. On the evening of January 15th, 1978, Ted broke into a sorority house at the Florida State University in Tallahassee and brutally assaulted and killed several young women. However, one of the women in the house was not touched or killed, even though she came in contact with him. When the police arrived at the murders, they found the young woman in a catatonic state. All she wanted to do is to speak to a priest. They called a local priest named Monsignor William Kerr to the scene to talk to the woman. She told the priest that after he had killed 2 of her sorority sisters and severely harmed 2 others. He opened the door to her room, ready to kill her too. When Ted opened the door and saw her lying in bed, he dropped his weapon and ran away. The woman told Monsignor Kerr that before she had gone off to college, she had promised her mother that she would pray the Rosary every night for protection before she went to bed. That night, she had fallen asleep while praying the Rosary, and the Rosary was in her hand when Ted opened the door and looked at her. When Ted Bundy was on death row, he asked for spiritual direction and guidance from Monsignor William Kerr, the same priest that spoke to the woman the night of the murders. During that conversation, Ted mentioned that he had no idea why he didn't kill her. He said when he opened the door, he had every intention to do so, but a strange force prevented him from entering the room, so he dropped his weapon and ran away. Well, we all know what that strange force was. The Rosary and our dear Blessed Mother's intercession. Well, there you go. There are some miracles of praying the Holy Rosary. It is our spiritual weapon and protection. She wants all of us to pray it, and there's no reason not to. Okay, so subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. And please visit my website, thelittlebrown.scapularcoloringbook.com, where you can find out more information about my apostolate and also about my children's coloring book that teaches children about the brown scapular and the Holy Rosary. All right, guys, so until next time, may God bless you and wear your rosary. You can wear your rosary, actually. I'm wearing mine. St. Louis de Montfort actually said you can wear it, because of your devotion towards it. So you can wear it, but pray your rosary and wear your brown scapular. Until next time, God bless you.